friends. I hope you guys are doing well. I wanted to come on and do a soul tribe reading today. I've been missing you guys and I had some time because my kids are out shopping right now. So I'm here with my dogs alone and I just tried to record this. And when I said, my friends, my dog started freaking out. Anyway, before my daughter left, she picked me this off a tree outside. Isn't it cute? Or a bush. I don't know, whatever you call it. Anyway, I wanted to come on and do a soul tribe reading because the last time I let a week go by without doing one. And I am going to be taking this weekend off. So I wanted to make sure I got a soul tribe reading in. And I might try and do one more before the weekend. But I hope you guys are doing well. I wanted to start off with this oracle deck again. And I thought it was really sweet. Yesterday I got a package and I opened it up. I was like, I didn't order anything. And it was a bite guard because I was complaining about how I've been having jaw problems from clenching my jaw at night. And Suzanne sent me a bite guard and some like antioxidants. So thank you for that. I am going to use them. But I just thought that was so sweet. Like it was really sweet. It made me feel very seen and cared for. So thank you for that if you're watching this reading. But yeah, let's get you some oracle cards. I did eat a protein bar before this reading because I know what you guys are like. You all eat during these readings and I can feel you eating. And then I get hungry. So I'm feeling a little better. I don't fully feel like myself again. Not yet, but I'm getting there. So I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are doing better. So we're going to finish that chapter today of that book. But like I said, first I want to get this oracle deck. And this is the same oracle deck that I used the other day. So I thought we'd just stick with this one and get a few more cards. So let's see what you need to hear. We have live this world as a dreamer, create a future paradise. So we'll see if that comes out again. I'm actually feeling called just to go right to shuffling and see what comes out. This is the Soul Helper Oracle. So let's have a look at what you need to hear today. I've been going through it, my friends. The time is right. Seize the day and make progress on your soul path. I like that. Focus. So the time is right, number 11. Your power animal, the swan. So your power animal for the next 21 days is the swan. Destiny is smiling upon you and your soul path is free of obstacles, tests, and challenges. Nice. Must be nice. Take advantage of this time to make great progress now. Ask yourself what you really want. What will this open road, free of complications and so full of energy and creativity bring you? What issue is important right now? Focus on it and open yourself up to the divine forces and wisdom that will now flow to you. The time has come to address a particular issue. Do not waste it, but instead use the light that is now within you for this one key mission. Put everything else to one side for a time and focus solely on this project. Become the creator of your life and this world. You will exert a powerful attraction on other entities during this phase. Do not miss out on the opportunity to make new, effortless, loving bonds with people, animals, the spirit of plants, natural beings, and spiritual entities. Go with the flow of destiny's vibrations that are so favorable for you right now. Seize this opportunity with an open heart and your dreams will come true. That's beautiful. Things are looking up. Things are looking up. All right. Let's get you another one. So what does my friend need to hear? A light-filled angel is at your side. Beautiful. Card 38, which also equals 11. We have 11, 11. 83 reduces to 11. And that other card was 11. It watches over you at every dark doorway. That's really strange. I had a dream that there was someone standing at the end of my bed last night watching me. It was a feminine. Interesting. Anyway. That's interesting to me. So your power animal, the panther, 11, your power number. So 1111. The path of your soul is a path full of light. But here in this world, the danger of being led astray by darkness lurks everywhere. Isn't that the truth? You have drawn this card of protection. Place it somewhere visible over the course of the next few days. It represents a warning. Be aware of the actions you take, stay centered, and ideally do not go out, avoiding conversations where they are not necessary. Noted. Noted. Avoid conversations. Check. Try to postpone as much as possible until next week. Well, I have to go to the dentist on Friday, so that's not going to work. Do not let anger or other low energies influence your decisions. You would regret it bitterly and perhaps even lose something of great value. Do not make any decisions this week. Be brave, clever, and smart. Trust your feelings more than your intellect. Put your trust in the angel at your side. Be sensitive to the balance of emotions in your heart. Acknowledge your lies and let them go. Noted. Noted. Seriously. I've just been giving my power away too much these days. I feel like I want to talk about it, but I don't know if I'm ready to talk about it yet. I don't know if I'm ready to talk about it yet. I have been giving my power away. And I've been allowing negative, lower vibrational energies to dim my light. And then the other morning when I opened up my comment section for my soul tribe, like I said, I haven't been in my comment section. And then I opened up the comment section of my soul tribe, and you all just see me, and you all leave such supportive comments, and you all just, you get me. Anyway, it was nice. Thank you for that. And I love all of you. And I loved all of you that told me what you were eating, because I love food. I may not eat a lot of food, but I like the idea of food. I'm a very picky eater. Like, I like what I like. But anyway, let's get us another card. Maybe someday soon I'll feel like opening up a little bit more about what I've been going through. But long story short, I've been giving my energy away to people, and it's left me feeling quite drained. And I'm not talking about giving my energy away to people in my readings. That always uplifts me. Shining my little light, doing my soul path things, that always uplifts me. Anyway. And I know that some of you can tell I'm not my regular self. You're right, I'm not. So I'm paying attention to that card. Keep my energy to myself until next week. Not avoid conversations, but don't have like low vibrational conversations. Got it, check. So let's get another one for you. We have listen to the internal song of your soul, tune into it, and learn to trust it. And this is another thing. My intuition has been telling me, my internal compass, when I'm in these situations where my power is being taken from me or I'm being hurt, my emotional compass is like activated, and I start to feel anxious, and I start to feel like something's wrong. And I haven't been listening to that internal compass, if that makes sense. Anyway, 33, my favorite number. There's a grave there with a crow on it. So, 33. I also have bear in the room, Maybe he left. I don't know. He was in the room with me. Your power animal for the next 21 days, a raven, master number 33. So you've got master numbers coming out, master number 11 and master number 33. So I'm actually just going to see what those mean. Hang on. Look, Bear's here. He wants to say hello. Come on in, Bear. Come on. There he is. He's in here with me, hanging out. So, master number 11, faith, humanitarian, accepting, tolerant, intuitive. Weaknesses, codependent, manipulative, oversensitive. 33, spiritual, wise, enlightenment, influence. Weaknesses, self-sacrificing. All right. Your soul is an eternal song, an everlasting melody that flows through the cosmos and has the power to touch everything. It knows neither time nor space, neither life nor death, which is precisely why it is here, where you are right now. Be aware of this. You are the soul, you are eternal, and you made the decision to be here at this moment. Whether you are content or otherwise will depend on whether you are on the path of your soul and whether you are attuned to it. It is only on your soul path that you will find happiness. Remember, I was talking about when I'm shining my light, I feel fulfilled. I feel good. I haven't been attuned to it, clearly. Encounter true love, and only here do these treasures all lie waiting for you. Examine and review your soul path and your intentions with regard to it. It is important to be aware that your soul is not within you, inside your body, but instead you are within your soul. Knowing this will help you now I'm having Phoenix energy. Knowing this will help you to be better able to sense your soul, to attune to it, since if you seek it within, it will be in vain. Think of yourself increasingly as a soul light, great, radiant, and immeasurably diverse in all of your colors and vibrations. Your soul is the matrix of your truth, of your eternity. Learn to trust your soul. It is chosen. I know that Kelly can be happy right here, right now. I am happy right here, right now in my soul tribe reading. That's our affirmation. Just replace my name with your name. Learn to trust your soul. It has chosen this precise life as it saw the immense diversity that your present circumstances have to offer. Now is the time to stop railing against all these things. Acceptance is key and will open the door to your next step towards your destiny. All right, let's get another one. One more, and then I might grab a different deck. Oh, look at that. I need to read it. That was the one that was on the bottom after the shuffle. So now I need to read it because it showed its face again. Live playfully and with a light heart. Listen to the voice of your inner child. Another 11, 29. Another 11. All right, 29. My older twins are turning 13 this weekend. 13. Where does the time go? 13. Power animal, the otter. I love otters. Master number 11 again. So we have master number 11 3 times. That's insane. I'm just curious. I think that's those are the only 3 11 cards in this deck, and we got all 3. Heed the voice of the child within. It does not speak to you with words, but with the silent language of your heart. Your inner child cannot lie. It speaks with purity and truth. See or feel how it smiles. And can I just tell you, my inner child has been screaming at me recently that how can I put this? I talk about this sometimes in my love reading, and I'm just going to talk about it for a minute here because I feel called to. But when we're children and our needs are being neglected or we're being mistreated, or something along those lines. When we are children, we can't just pack up our bags and leave. We need to stay in that environment. We need to stay within that household. Unless, I'm hearing like, unless you go to, social services and things like that, we kind of need to put up with it. And we need to build an armor to keep ourselves safe. And we need to learn how to walk on eggshells so that we don't anger our parents. We learn how to meet our needs our own way, or we just get used to not having them met. But as adults, we have the power to put up boundaries. We have the power to not put up with that. And I feel like I've kind of, and I don't want you guys to feel bad for me, but I feel like my inner child has been telling me, you're not a child anymore. You don't need to put up with bad behavior. You don't need to give your power away to others. You can empower yourself. You can set boundaries. You can stand up for yourself. And I feel like, just reading this card, I hadn't thought about it until I read this card, but I kind of feel like I've let my inner child down a little in the past few weeks with some of the stuff I've been going through, because I haven't really been protecting that inner child. I haven't been protecting myself. Anyway, thank you for letting me speak. You are now ready to encounter beautiful moments on your soul path. Thank you for letting me speak. Like, I'm back to this. I worked so hard on that energy of I've really been working on not apologizing for existing and not apologizing for taking up space. And I feel like I've relapsed like big time in that, because right now I'm feeling like I shouldn't be talking about myself. And I'm, thank you for allowing me to speak. And again, I don't want your sympathy. You can see how reflective I am. Like, I'm in deep reflection right now. Like, I'm thinking about everything. So thank you for allowing me to process those reflections out loud and giving me space to do so. Anyway, you have become wiser and freer, and you celebrate and have fun whenever you wish. Your inner child is delighted by your wildness and renewed playfulness. My inner child is not happy with me right now. I'm just going to tell you that. My inner child is like, what do you think you're doing? Put flowers in your hair. Flowers. Put flowers in your hair. Have fun with your inner child and grant him or her a wish. Okay, so we're all going to grant our inner children a wish. So what does your inner child want? I'm going to think about what my inner child wants. My inner child wants me to... I just heard my inner child say, you're supposed to be protecting us. All right, inner child, I hear you. In return, you will receive a gift that this world cannot buy, time. The inner child within you has the power to expand time. It can take you to places where time passes more slowly. Play, enjoy yourself. Rise above the absurd construct of time in which you live, but which in truth has absolutely nothing to do with you. Hear the whispers that reach you gently and softly. Live your life in play, and you are free of time. So let's all give our inner children a gift in the next week, okay? Deal? Deal? Deal. And we have live this world as a dreamer. You know what I mean? Like, I got really comfortable just speaking my authentic truth and just being myself in my readings. And now all of a sudden I'm regressing. And I know that's part of the journey. The healing journey is like this. The healing journey is like this. I know that. But, hang on. But I am also someone who sometimes feels like I don't have to do it that way. That won't happen to me. And clearly I'm wrong. Clearly I'm not special. When I had, like, for example, I have a few examples. Like when I had my twins, who are now turning 13. Oh my gosh. I remember going to an expecting twins parents' night, and everyone was like, this is what you're going to encounter. And we're going to teach you about formula feeding in case you can't nurse and you may need help. And I sat there. I won't need help. I'll be able to do it on my own. I won't need this. I won't need that. I'm not going to take notes. I'll be fine. And I was not. I was not. And that's what I mean about, like, I've heard people say you can have spiritual amnesia. So sometimes the lessons that you've learned and the things you've awakened to, sometimes when you're sucked down by low vibrational energy, you can get spiritual amnesia. I've heard that the healing journey is up and down. I know it's up and down, but it's interesting to experience it. I'm in deep reflection right now, clearly. And again, thank you for, I know I should stop thanking you, but thank you for allowing me to verbally process these thoughts and feelings I'm having right now, because a lot of the time I just hold them all in. I get really quiet, and I just kind of internalize it all. And this has been very therapeutic. And is the word cathartic? Is that the right word? It's been very therapeutic and cathartic to be able to speak like this. I have some people in my life that I can't speak openly to. My inner child is just like so upset with me right now. Anyway, I'm so resisting the urge to apologize right now. Power animal, the otter again. Beautiful. I'm resisting the urge to apologize for existing right now. Thank you for sitting with me in that moment. The dreamers of this world are active creators in their own lives and futures, in close touch with their imagination and inventiveness. A powerful, creative potential awaits each of us when we tap into this aspect of ourselves. With its perfectly balanced energy, each daydream has the potential for fulfillment. There is no ego and no relentless desire, just the pure feeling of dreaming itself. Dreamers are deeply connected with their own magic, whether they are aware of it or not. When they dream, they let go of everything and enter a space where only magic exists. Keep your bold, brave, and beautiful dreams safe in your heart. They are worth more than all of the riches of the world. Dream with every fiber of your being for the benefit of all living creatures. It is your mission, indeed your responsibility, to imagine in your dreams a world like a paradise. Dream a better world for all of us. Such a world can ultimately only be created by those capable of imagining it. It reminds me of the Never-Ending Story at the very end, where she gives, sorry, spoiler alert, but if you haven't seen that movie yet, where have you been? It came out in 1984, I believe, which is like, how many years ago is that? How many years ago is that? Oh, I know, I was born then, so it's 41 years ago. I'm just laughing at myself right now. But it reminds me of the end of that movie where she gives him a little grain of sand and she says, I naturally find love everywhere. That's the affirmation that just popped down. But she gives him a little grain of sand and she says, it can be whatever you want it to be. It's your dream. Like, just keep wishing, keep dreaming, and it will grow. Anyway, I'm having such a weird moment right now. Dream a better world for all of us. Such a world can ultimately only be created by those capable of imagining it. This is the ancient cosmic law of analogy, as within, so without. Only what is within us can be manifested in the outside world. Give your dreams and the images you see in your mind's eye even greater power by experiencing them more intensely, so they can guide you towards your potential. This card indicates that you are in a time in which dreams have more creative power than ever. Your feelings and emotions are the magic that will make your dreams come true more quickly. Make use of their light and give in to your dreams. Dream a paradise for all living things. Visualize it every day and intensify these dreams with the helpers suggested. So, the raven, the otter, and the swan. All right. So I'm just going to go grab one more deck for us. I feel really called. I'm seeing a deck in my head that I just want to go grab and just get 2 cards from. We'll set a boundary, 2 cards. Hang on. Maybe I'm going through another Dark Night of the Soul. Those are fun. Anyway. So, I just felt really called to get this deck. I know that there's a lot of people who haven't watched my older Soul Tribe readings, but this has always been one of my favorite decks, and I was seeing it in my mind's eye when I was reading some of those cards, so I felt called to go grab it and just see 2 cards of what we need to hear. What do we need to hear today? The law of positivism. I also had to do math for an hour and a half today, so my brain feels a little fuzzy because math is difficult for me. I hear, speak, and express my truth. Interesting. All right, I'm not going to get it. I'm going to shuffle 2 cards out because I set a boundary and I'm sticking to it. But very interesting how I was talking about that. So what does the Soul Tribe need to hear? 2 cards. 2 cards only, please. 2 cards. Thank you for respecting my wishes, Spirit. I just heard, I don't know what's going on with me, but I just heard, I don't know if this is my inner child or what, but I just heard a little voice if they spit out 4 cards, are you going to honor your boundaries and only read 2? So thank you for only giving me 2 cards, Spirit. Through faith and hope, I am divinely guided on my path. I open up to receive divine guidance and support to heal my life. So 37 and 43 could be symbolic. Focus. 43. Love you. 43. This is in the spiritual healing section. All right. This one. Do you have complete faith in your path and remain hopeful in challenging times? As individual souls embodied, is somebody listening to me? Spirit, are you listening? As individual souls embodied, we can sometimes feel like we need to be in control of everything to make life happen. We forget that we are part of a more extensive system and consciousness, and that all we need is provided in time. It's easy to get caught up in life's challenges and forget all the love, abundance, and blessings we have and are worthy of. Isn't that the truth? Nothing happens as a coincidence. Yes, that's right. They are listening. Nothing happens as a coincidence. We had 11, 11, 11 come out. The only 3 11 cards in that entire deck all came out today. That's not a coincidence. And are all divinely guided and planned. We might think that things are not happening because we lack luck or opportunity, and we can feel resentful for this. When we transcend this state, we can fully accept life by accepting all of its blessings and lessons. And I call them blessings. They're lessons in disguise. They're blessings in disguise. Blessings. I'm making up words now. Can you just all move to Nova Scotia and be my friends, please? Seriously. I feel so uplifted when I'm hanging out with my soul tribe. Can you please move here? And we can all just take over Nova Scotia. Where was I? Blessings. Sometimes we need to give everything up to God, the eternal consciousness, and trust that we have support and and that things take time. When we live and breathe hope and faith, not only do we enjoy the journey there, but we also live more at ease with the understanding that we are not in control of everything and that everything has its divine timing. Allow yourself to rest in the divine plan and let your life guide you. Affirmations for hope and faith. You can repeat these affirmations daily or weekly. A sacred number is 108, so repeat it 108 times to give it extra magic. 108 times. I'm going to have to get like a little piece of paper and write this 108 times. Are you in? Let's do it. I trust the path that I am walking. I have full trust, hope, and faith in my life. There is a divine plan for me. So the white dove symbolizes faith. The deer symbolizes grace. Rose quartz, healing the heart. Clear quartz, purification. Crescent moon, cycles of life. I just heard, and this too shall pass. All right, 37. Ooh, this is on page 110 and 111. That's magical. You know how magical I find that. 11111. We are divine beings in human form that are always connected to the source of all creation. In this multi-layered, multi-dimensional existence, where there is no end or beginning, we are constantly in divine communication with all. We are always connected to the universal consciousness residing in all of us. I'm still feeling hunger, so who's eating and what are you eating? Take a bite for me, please. Whenever you want to connect to a higher aspect of yourself and the infinite source of consciousness that we are and a part of, you can open up to that higher level mind. Even if you feel disconnected and not in touch with your intuition and inner guidance, thank you, Spirit, for calling me out. You are always part of the divine flame. You just have to start remembering again. Spiritual amnesia. What did I say? They're listening. They're listening. When you dedicate yourself to your spiritual practice by meditating, chanting, studying spiritual texts, and in other ways, your crown chakra opens like a lotus flower of 1,000 petals. You start becoming aware of this divine portal on the crown of your head. This place is soft at birth and seems a conduit for divine remembrance. Crown chakra practices. Daily meditation to connect with this energy center. Purify your body and mind, releasing negative thought patterns and habits and avoiding unhealthy foods, drinks, substances, and/or media. Balance other chakras. Spend time in sacred places like sacred buildings and in nature. Set the intention to open up for divine communion. Study spiritual texts and philosophies. Connect with your inner voice and intuition. So Mount Kailash, I'm probably saying that wrong. Crown chakra of the earth, sacred geometry. Merkaba symbol. I was wondering if that was a Merkaba symbol. Balancing mind and spirit. All right. I said 2. I'm sticking to it. I'm honoring my boundaries. Does anybody know what this is? Is it a rhododendron? Is that what it is? I'm curious about the spiritual significance of this. If somebody knows what this is, it grows on a bush outside of my house. I think it's a rhododendron. Can someone tell me? My grandmother loved flowers. My grandmother would know what that is. I'm curious about the spiritual significance of it, if it is a rhododendron, but I'm not sure if it is a rhododendron. Maybe I should just look up what a rhododendron looks like. That's what I'll do. Hang on, I'll pause it so you don't have to watch me. Oh my gosh. It is a rhododendron. My grandmother would be so proud of me right now. But rhododendrons can be used as a form of hidden communication given to someone who needs to be careful. And my little daughter gave it to me. Be careful, Mommy. associated with riches, prosperity, and the energy of belief and faith. Rhododendrons can be given as a symbol of protectiveness and a desire for someone's well-being. Look, my little daughter who doesn't have a clue about flowers or spirituality, like intuitively picked this for me when I need protection. Come on now. There's no such thing as a coincidence. Rhododendrons are seen as a symbol of resilience, blooming year after year in harsh Himalayan weather, and are metaphors for Buddhist teachings of persistence. They also represent the cyclical nature of life. Their bell-like blossoms are often associated with divine beauty and a call to the heavens. The fragrance of rhododendrons can evoke memories and stir emotions. And after I sniffed it, I started tearing up. They can be poisonous, so I'll be sure to keep this away from my animals. Resilience of the human spirit, particularly in the face of adversity. How crazy pants and magical is that? Whoops, I just flicked water all over my face because it's raining out and it's full of raindrops. That just made my entire day. Well then. The otter. So, we're going to jump back into this chapter. We were on chapter 10, and we are looking at the 4D. Let me just go back. The themes of healing. The themes of healing. So today we're looking at self-motivation, acceptance. I'm looking forward to reading that one. And understanding. All right. Self-motivation at a glance. Archetype, the overachiever. Root program, go above and beyond. Explore full potential. Triggers that keep us stuck here. Attachment to outcomes, unwilling to accept limits. Primary emotion, willingness. How to access this theme. Ask what else is possible. Is this my potential? What it's working on, exploring full potential, mastering talents and gifts, living as full as possible, self-esteem of achievement, the more I give, the more I receive. Media choices, doing the impossible, greatness, hall of fame, limitless possibilities, mastery of a craft, wealth, success, inspirational. Physical manifestations, body's full health potential, how strong can I be? Heightened cognitive skills, how smart can I be? Wealth and success, how abundant can I be? Positive self-esteem through achievement. Approach to challenges, I can do anything I set my mind to. Thoughts and values, anything is possible. Greatness is within me. There are no limits. Where there's a will, there's a way. Transcendence, full effort with acceptance of things beyond our control and non-attachment to results. Affirmations to ascend. I can't control everything. I am only responsible for my effort and intention. Results, outcomes of my efforts are determined by infinite variables out of my control. My worth is not determined from my results. Overview. When we embody the theme of self-motivation, the primary focus becomes that of enjoying and affirming life and therefore developing our self-esteem and exploring our unique gifts and talents. Resilience and the ability to handle delayed gratification strengthens, thus giving the theme of self-motivation the energy to seek positive change for itself and its loved ones despite obstacles. We become willing and eager to improve ourselves, promote goodness and love, and tap into genuine inspiration. Success is common in all aspects of life since we now have access to true power that is able to go above and beyond the complacencies of our ego. Through empowerment, ambition, and willingness to explore possibilities, there comes the ability to master increasingly sophisticated aspects of life, such as our career, relationships, artistic pursuits, hobbies, academic performance, and anything else we're drawn towards. Previous to this theme of consciousness, positive action was taken out of obligation and a sense of responsibility or to maintain status quo. Once the scales tip out of ease, however, the theme of self-motivation becomes interested in doing things to the best of its ability for the simple sake of enjoying what it's capable of. We are excited to explore our abilities through opportunities to achieve, which we perceive all around us. We are enthusiastic and give 110% in all that we do. In this theme of consciousness, we no longer perceive our work, life obligations, or mundane tasks as a burden or duty, but are grateful for the chance to demonstrate our unique gifts, talents, and greatness. Everything is an exciting challenge and adventure, and we are extremely confident in our ability to persevere and succeed. Life is a blank canvas waiting for us to create, participate, and get involved in. The inner reward of having our own achievements becomes the dominant motivating factor behind all action. It is the humble exploration of the gift of life and asks, what am I capable of? How impactful can I become? What can I achieve and give to the world? What am I here to do? What else is possible? Happiness and satisfaction in our lives continues to become more internalized, and our confidence swells with each new achievement. We show up in life fully engaged with a positive attitude and optimism. The theme of self-motivation is the epitome of ambitious entrepreneurship, passionate creativity, and driven self-esteem. Spiritually, it manifests as the devotee, enjoying service to divinity for positive karma or merit through selfless action such as community or church service. As a result of this newly awakened inner power, happiness is commonplace due to our ability to re-own control over our internal reality. Our zeal for achievement and the betterment of our lives and others makes us a positive power of change and inspiration. When we examine the urge for self-motivation, it will be discovered to be coming from a place of needing to still earn acceptance, even if it is internal and subtle. This drive for acceptance leaves it vulnerable to periodic bouts with the limiting themes of desire, anger, or pride. While the invigoration and optimism of self-motivation is... What the fuck is that word? Someone tell me how to say this. effulgent? Effulgent? In comparison to themes previous to it, there is still so much more security to be explored on the journey to true freedom and lasting happiness. Triggers that keep us stuck here. Although the theme of self-motivation is incredibly willing, inspired, and driven, it ultimately still has something to prove, even if it's to itself. Self-motivation, therefore, will be held back by attachment to aspirations and the need to achieve. It will think things like, where there's a will, there's a way. I have a purpose to fulfill. I can achieve anything I set my mind to. Anything is possible with enough dedication and hard work. Life is exciting and fun. Good things work out for me. Life is filled with opportunity. I have gifts to share. I am talented. I can learn anything I need to. I can be successful at anything I choose. I can develop any skills necessary. I am completely capable. I'd be wasting my life if I don't achieve my goals. I'm here to achieve my mission. I have dreams to fulfill and manifest. Transcendence. In order to transcend the limitations of self-motivation, we must accept that our intentions for greatness in and of itself is enough. When attached to the theme of self-motivation, we may become overachievers and miss out on genuine self-acceptance and contentment. Our self-acceptance may always seem like one more achievement away, one more selfless act, one more community service project, one more degree, one more business, one more financial goal. Spiritually, we may feel like our good deeds are never enough, so we miss out on genuine forgiveness and the peace of accepting divine love. Thus, we withhold acceptance and forgiveness from ourselves and others, not realizing that there is nothing to actually earn or forgive. Only accept what is freely given. To move forward, we must realize that Our striving to be a good person is what makes us a good person, not any particular self-improvement achievement. There is no perfection to reach, and then we will finally accept ourselves. Acceptance comes through showing up to each moment with our highest intentions and knowing that we will eternally be learning and growing. There is no fantasized end to attain. Thus, to move beyond the limitations of self-motivation, we must see that striving with full effort is enough, and we can let go of attachment to the outcome. Equal parts effort, equal parts non-attachment. New narrative. My desire to be a good person is what makes me one. My intentions are enough. I am only responsible for my effort. I accept myself as I am. I accept myself and others despite shortcomings. I accept myself with or without my accolades of achievement. I am always doing the best I can, and that is all I can do. I am always exactly where I need to be. I accept I am enough already. I am already forgiven. I am whole and complete and always have been. I am perfect just the way I am. I tried my best, and that's all that matters. I am proud of myself no matter what the outcome. I will always do my very best. Acceptance. Archetype, the peacekeeper. Root program, I am enough. I don't need to know why or how. Triggers that keep us stuck here. Aversion to understanding for fear of its leading to confrontation. Primary emotion, grace. How to access this theme. Have compassion for the human condition. What it's working on. Self-validation instead of result-driven validation. Compassion and forgiveness. Accepting limits of humans. Being present with what is. Non-attachment to results. Media choices. Forgiveness. Compassion for the human condition. Humanitarianism. Peace and surrender, self-acceptance, kindness. Physical manifestations, fully matured self-esteem, self-validated, extreme reduction of stress, freedom from pressure to perform as source of worth, radiance, vitality. Approaches to challenges, 100% effort and also 100% non-attachment to results. Thoughts and values, what I know is I don't know, and that's okay. I accept the limits of being human. We are all doing the best we can with what we inherited. All are worthy of forgiveness and compassion. Transcendence. Seek to understand in order to serve others even more. Affirmations to ascend. Understanding expands the ability to love others. Knowledge benefits and serves humanity. Understanding for the sake of benefiting others does not lead to confrontation. Knowledge, truth unites humanity. The overview. While the theme of self-motivation inspires us to prove our capabilities to ourselves and others, self-acceptance settles into emotional security and contentment by appreciating ourselves and others regardless of achievements. Acceptance releases expectations and is emotionally secure even when things don't work out, despite all of our effort and willingness. While ease is complacent in order to avoid confrontation, acceptance still puts forth the effort developed in the theme of self-motivation, but does so without the attachment to results. It is therefore entirely accepting of itself and others despite outcomes. There comes a realization that we are only responsible for our own intentions and the rest is not up to us due to the infinite variables involved in any given situation. Thus, nothing is perceived as lacking or unresolved within our self-esteem. Acceptance takes accountability for its happiness and doesn't blame others or circumstances for how it feels. We accept our power to choose how we view our reality and what we believe. We are therefore patient, forgiving, non-confrontational, and kind. Taking emotional positions breeds confrontation, and the polarities of me versus you, right versus wrong, positive versus negative, etc. Acceptance believes it is much more enjoyable to allow and accept life's diversity and trust in divinity's perfect love. Since we are all free to choose our own perceptions of our lives, other people and the world are viewed with respect and appreciation, and others' opinions are not taken personally. Acceptance sees the vast differences of human experience and lets go of judgment and admits it has no idea why things are the way they are, but trusts and accepts that it's all for a higher reason. Triggers that keep us stuck here. Acceptance is always seeking balance, harmony, and compassion, so it will have an aversion to any sort of confrontation, judgment, or pride. Its entire aim is always peace, and for itself and others to feel seen, heard, and validated. It is the innocent wish that everyone could just get along and be kind and respectful to each other. Acceptance affirms all is as it should be for reasons beyond my understanding. What I know is that I don't know, and that's okay. I accept myself and my life as it is. I don't need to know why or how. I only have control over my own life and allow all others the same freedom. I accept my limitations as a human and release all judgments. We are all doing the best we can with what we know. I forgive myself and others. Harmony is most important. Can't we just be at peace with each other and get along? There's no need for confrontation. We can't possibly understand something so complex. We are so limited in our understanding. We don't need to know the reasons. Trying to figure it all out will only lead to judgment. I don't want to cause an argument. I prefer peace over being right. Transcendence. Acceptance will have a subtle aversion to trying to understand the why or how. This comes from the belief that needing to understand is synonymous with judgment or pride and will lead to confrontation, especially in the form of using knowledge as a form of power over others. This aversion to seeking to understand is blocking it from an even grander expression of joy and love of life. To transcend acceptance requires us to see that it is possible to enjoy contemplating the mysteries of life and accumulating knowledge without judgment and pride, but instead curiosity, humility, and gratitude. If we take on the perspective of a true scientist, it is possible to explore the nature of things without getting drawn into the ego traps of being opinionated, confrontational, or power-seeking. Knowledge does not have to lead to attachment and pride if we relinquish credit-seeking. When we enjoy learning about the why and how of life, it brings forth interest in complex data retention, science, medicine, invention, discovery, and understanding of human consciousness. While accepting may create peace and harmony, moving into reason and logic creates further advancement and evolution of innovation for the betterment of all. Thus, to explore the next stage of evolution requires acceptance to reinvest energy into the exploration of what else is possible, and begin to tap into our unique genius waiting to be manifested into the world. The new narrative. Knowledge leads to greater gratitude and appreciation. I love learning new things. I tap into my genius that is given to me. I grow as I learn. Life becomes even more meaningful as I learn how it all works. Knowledge leads to awe. Inspired knowledge uplifts humanity. I seek to understand without judgment. Understanding brings wisdom and peace. With wisdom, I can be of greater service to myself and others. Understanding is to care and heal. I seek to understand myself and others with compassion. I am rational. I make wise choices with reason and logic. Rationality benefits myself and others. Reason and logic can transform the world through inspired invention and discovery. True knowledge can cure the suffering of the world. Understanding can bring greater peace to humanity. And then the last one, which is understanding. Archetype, the scientist. Root program, understand and verify. Triggers that keep us stuck here. Objectivity and knowledge. Aversion to subjectivity. Primary emotion, composed. How to access this theme. Seek to understand the truth without bias or opinion. What it's working on. Understanding the why and how of things. Letting go of bias and opinion to discover the truth of the matter. Seeking knowledge to find solutions for suffering. Innovation and evolution. Media choices, documentaries, psychological, thought-provoking, latest research, scientific. Physical manifestations, heightened IQ, peak brain performance, mastery of concentration, health optimization due to knowledge. Approach to challenges: methodical, linear, planned, researched, non-emotional. Thoughts, values: knowledge is power. Science has all the answers. Is it verifiable? Objective data: emotions are irrational. Transcendence: believe and have faith. Trust in the power of love. Open to the subjective mystery of life. Affirmations to ascend: objectivity is ultimately only experienced subjectively. Subjectively is the source of all conscious experience. Consciousness precedes logic. Faith and power of belief can trump logic. Love is the widest approach to life. Overview. We're on page 222. Look, we're almost done this book. Through taking emotional accountability over our lives, the mind feels secure enough to now become interested in understanding how and why things are the way they are. In the theme of understanding, there is a transcendence of the limiting beliefs of emotionalism and confirmation bias that block rational thinking and logical deduction beyond emotion and opinion. Thus, what is measurable, provable, and verifiable is of most interest, not just what the emotional biased ego assumes or wishes was reality. There evolves an attraction to anything developing the mind, such as research, academic study, science, medicine, and the accumulation of knowledge. It is the fascination with learning, objective analysis, casualty, deduction, and the ability to prove abstract concepts. The mind becomes enamored with itself and the ability to think, which also opens the possibility to be tempted back into pride. Thus, a downside of greater understanding is also getting so preoccupied with the linear details of life and taking everything literally that it misses the point altogether. Like getting lost overanalyzing the individual trees and missing the whole beauty of the forest. We can note that all of the wounded themes of consciousness are associated with the human-animal emotions: rejection and judgment, of being ostracized by the pack, overwhelm of being abandoned to survive alone, grief over the loss of security, fight or flight from fear of death, desire to mate and survive, aggression and violence of competition, and pride of being the one who survives the best and has the most power. From the perspective of understanding, these themes of emotional insecurity are seen as primitive inheritance of the reptilian brain within the human species. Because reason and logic view the animal emotions as an annoyance to rationality, our sense of self officially moves from attachment to the body and its emotions to the mind as the thinker of thoughts. I am attuned to the universal frequency of love. I'm going to have to rewatch that. I'm going to have to watch this to understand the words that are coming out of my mouth right now. I mean, I can hear the words coming out of my mouth, but I'm not retaining it right now. I'm going to have to watch this. Everything from existence, the universe, the details of the world, societal governance, technology, to how the body and mind will work all comes into question. Who am I? Where did I come from? How does this all work? How did I get here? What is this all about? How do I exist? What is the universe made of? How does the body work? What is the world? Why is the world the way it is? Why do I think what I think? Why do I do what I do? Why do I suffer? What is the most optimal way to experience life? What is the wisest thing to do here? It is worth noting that reason and logic used with ulterior ego motives stemming from a wounded theme of consciousness skews to the destructive side. True understanding is a gift of enlightened thought that only stems purely from divinity. It can be either incredibly uplifting to society or entirely destructive, depending on how it is used. For example, reason and logic can be used to create nuclear weapons or cures for diseases and poverty. When used for betterment of humanity, it is the highest form of human evolution within the physical plane. manifesting as the scientist, the doctor, the teacher, the statesman, the inventive genius, etc. Devoid of pride and ego, all true genius is accompanied by humility and is admitted to not be personal, as all inventive or inspired breakthroughs are gifts from divinity and come through us, not from us. Genuine understanding is a realization of divine inspiration that manifests through the human mind in order to be used for the benefit of life. Because of its double-edged sword nature, it must be used with the intention of relieving suffering and benefiting ourselves, humanity, other life forms, and the planet. Thus, the theme of understanding finds solutions to humanity's woes. It invents to improve our lives, such as sewage systems and city planning, medicine and science, or technology that creates convenience, such as cars, planes, and computers. It creates systems of governing and education and strives to help others in whichever field it manifests. Triggers that keep us stuck here. While overall this is the theme of all scientific geniuses, the theme of understanding's downside is the attachment to the mind and its thoughts as mine, subsequently leading to the ego's vanity of I know. The deduction... I've been channeling all day, so I can feel my words are starting to break down. The deduction of the intellect is, I think, therefore I am, whereas the realization of the spirit is, I am. Thus, intellectual pride and attachment to thinking as the source of survival resurface as the primary barrier to further evolution into the liberating themes of spiritual reality. This theme will therefore be triggered and held back by a preoccupation with details, facts, objectivity, casualty, and the need for variable proof, unable to believe or have faith in something beyond itself that it can't objectively measure. Accompanying thoughts of the theme of understanding will be things like I know, I think, knowledge is power, education is essential, can you prove it, is it verifiable? What is the evidence? I know this based on my studies and results. I don't believe that. Faith is only wishful thinking. If it can't be measured, it is not verifiable. I am skeptical if it can't be proven. How does this work? Why is it this way? Let's test this. Show me the data. What are the facts? Do they have a degree? I only trust experts. Trust experts. What are their credentials? Is it peer-reviewed? Love and companionship are a rational societal utility. Don't be emotional. Intuition can't be trusted. Emotions are irrational. Be rational. Be logical. What's the most logical choice? It has to make sense. Transcendence. The mind cannot transcend reason and logic because the mind is too attached to objective verification and therefore cannot comprehend a subjective spiritual reality. I'm really struggling with this chapter. There's so many scientific words. I don't need proof. I believe. The transcendence of this theme only comes from looking beyond the linear mind for greater truth. Spiritual, Bear just sighed. Spiritual realization is not something objectively proven. It can only be experienced as an internal, invisible shift in conscious awareness. Another major hindrance to transcendence is the mind's vanity and pride. The mind attached to understanding takes all the credit for its thoughts and believes itself to be its own source of existence. Due to this, the mind can't comprehend trusting something beyond itself for survival. Thus, it cannot see that all of life is a continuous gift and that its thoughts have never actually been coming from a me. Every moment of life is a gift. All of our thoughts and inspirations are gifts. From who or what is the question that we must ponder. This transition can only be invited and surrendered to through a spiritual will. Consciousness as a spiritual source of existence thus reveals itself as that which is totally obvious, but has simply been overlooked because it is radically subjective. Up until this point, our reliance on the dualistic perceptions of reason and logic have blocked us from accepting how unexplainable our existence is to begin with. We are so busy looking out there, we forget that we actually exist in here. As the theme of understanding continues to explore this newfound internal reality, we discover consciousness is actually influencing all experience of objectivity. The external reality we experienced is determined by our inner reality. The themes of consciousness entirely influence our perceptions of the physical world. Each theme is only able to perceive that which is within its paradigm of possibility. Objectivity is therefore in the eyes of the beholder. I just need to interrupt myself for a second. I don't know why, but this reading I've been hearing my inner child a lot. And I just heard my inner child look at you go, look at you reading that entire book to people on the internet. I am the person who could not get up in front of a classroom and read a sentence. I would get notes to get me out of it. And I just, as I was reading that, I just saw my inner little child, look at you go. Anyway, I just wanted to mention it. Where was I? I can't even remember. My inner child was distracting me. I think I was at the bottom paragraph. Anyway, my inner child was just look at you go, I'm proud of you. Rationality concludes that this ability to choose perception of our physical reality is absolutely fundamental to what determines our quality of life. Thus, to weave a narrative about ourselves, divinity, and the world from the perspectives of a wounded theme will bring the consequence of those types of thoughts and feelings. And likewise, to endorse a higher liberating theme of perspective on our lives, we enjoy the consequences of those types of thoughts and feelings as well. The question then becomes, what is the most logical, wise perspective? Which inevitably leads us to love. My words are breaking down right now. Good. Only one paragraph left. I can make it. It's also much later than I usually do readings. It's 7:35 at night. Usually I stop readings at 5 o'clock. Well, in the summer I do readings later because it's sunnier later, but today is very dark and gloomy. Millie agrees. Millie! One paragraph left. I can make it. New narrative. All thoughts are impersonal. I am not my thoughts. I am that which is observing my thoughts. My life is a gift from something beyond my understanding. All the answers are given to me. My heart knows more than my mind. I believe and have faith. I believe in the goodness of life. Just because I can't comprehend it doesn't mean it's not real. Dang straight. There is so much more than meets the eye. There are entire spiritual realities beyond my limited perception. I rely on belief and faith to guide me. Some things can't be explained. Love is the most logical choice. Consciousness is all there is. I surrender to something higher. I open myself up to the great mystery of creation. Divinity is the source of my existence. I trust that I'm always being guided. Reality is subjective. There is unlimited possibility and potential. I am a spiritual being having a human experience. Yeah. We did it. Chapter 10 is over. So, we're on the last chapter. There's only 30 pages left. Not even. There's 20 pages left. We have 20 pages left of this book. Then what the heck am I going to read to you? I'm going to have to go through my stash of books and see if there's anything else I can read to you. I did recently buy this book, which I haven't read. I recently bought this book. It Didn't Start With You. How inherited family trauma shapes who we are and how to end the cycle. So that's one that I have on my list to read. Interesting. 20 pages. That's only one more reading. Then what are we going to do? Anyway, hang on. I don't know why, but I felt really called to pull us an animal card from my favorite deck. I don't know why. I don't usually use this reading this deck in Soul Tribe readings. I use it in every single one of my love readings, but I never use it in Soul Tribe. And I just wanted to see, what do I want to see? I'm like a little kid. I don't want to be done. I don't want to go home. What should we ask? What should we ask? Let's see. Let's see. What part of ourselves have we forgotten? What part of ourselves have we forgotten? Just random card. Let's just pull a random card. Well, it's not random. Random question. What part of ourselves have we forgotten? What part of ourselves have we forgotten? We have the snake. So I'm going to read the snake. I believe this talks about untapped potential. It's earth energy. Guardian of unawakened magic and creative potential. When in balance, prosperous, creative, charismatic. When out of balance, stops and starts many things, or starts and stops many books. The snake is a symbol of our highest potential. It is said that the Shakti, our creative life force, lies dormant at the base of our spine in the form of a coiled snake. Regardless of whether this image rings true for you, it's well worth considering the amount of unawakened or untapped potential within you. What would life look like if you woke it up? How can you stir it from its slumber? An experienced yoga or meditation teacher can lead the way. Although I've heard that's not true. But anyway, I don't even know if that's true or not. Make haste. The snake card appears when there is no more time to waste. So that is part of ourselves that we've forgotten, our unawakened magic and creative potential. What would life look like if you woke it up, and how can you stir it from its slumber? Anyway, I don't know why. I just felt like getting one little animal card for you. So I'm going to take myself and I'm going to take my inner child and I'm going to go do something else. I don't know why I feel so good when I hang out with you guys. Anyway, I'm going to go now. But as always, I am sending you lots of love and light, and I will be back. Millie is too. I will be back tomorrow or Friday to finish that book. We're going to finish it. We're going to finish that book. And yeah, thanks for hanging out with me, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.